match. This one also one fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing at 212 pounds, Nightmare number 1. And on the right of your screen at 232 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, the King, Jerry Lawler. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Woogie, we're about ready to go with the second of the first round matches for the vacated TV title, Dave. Lawler's got to be a favorite, although I will say that Nightmare number 1, while giving away a little weight, brother, he is some kind of rough.
He is indeed. Boy, he has been rough and tough against all opponents. He, along with his partner, Nightmare number 2. Oh! Back on the ropes. And the referee is warning him about that. Jerry Lawler complaining about being shoved down, and the Nightmare said, hey.
Hooked his leg and dumped him is what he did.
He said we were on the ropes and wanted to break. That's why he did it again. Hooked that leg back behind Lawler's left leg and just shoved him back to the mat. Lawler back onto the rope. And dumps the Nightmare to the mat a couple of times. And again. Now the Nightmare complains that Lawler pulled his mask. That's the way he was getting him off his feet.
Just a little turnabout being fair play right there, Dave.
Exactly what it amounts to. Center of the ring. Lawler fired into the rope. Both of them going. Nightmare set. Presses Lawler to the mat. Count of 1, 2. Lawler.
Really fired him up the air, didn't he?
Boy, he sure did. He broke that up at the count of 2 without any trouble whatsoever. Now the Nightmare wants conference with the referee. He's talking to the crowd. He said, you saw it, you saw it. And they say, what?
They say, who cares?
Right.
He didn't know anything but pull my mask. That's the only thing he knows how to say. Because the Nightmare being one of the first family, I was just looking at Lawler, and of course this guy is nobody to take lightly, this Nightmare. Lawler really very intense in this bout. Oh, beauty! Put him down hard.
But Lawler's sustaining part of the damage there. I think he drove his nose into that mat as he put the brakes on.
Running a bulldog on him in there, and the Nightmare taking time out to do a little commentary on how great he is. He'll get his brains knocked out that way.
Try the bulldog again. Lawler shoves him into the ropes. Suplex. And the Nightmare rolling on the mat now. Lawler picks him up. The right hand. Nightmare takes the opportunity to get out of the ring. There he is, down on the floor. Now looking to the crowd for sympathy and finding none. There is Lawler, just waiting on the Nightmare as he's bouncing around the outside of the ring. Now back up on the apron, through the ropes. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. So we're coming up on the 4-minute mark of this tournament match. First round action in the tournament to decide the new Championship Wrestling TV champion. Nightmare number 1 with the headlock on Lawler. 4.5 minutes gone. Nightmare, pounding on Lawler. in the corner. Nightmare with that right fist, warned by the referee. Oh. Reverse neck breaker, Lawler out of that one. Out of one, he's able to kick out.
Kicked out, but he didn't throw him off as he did in that first time in there. So the Nightmare having a little effect on the King.
Upper arm, a cover by the Nightmare. Down to one again. Lawler nailed by Nightmare number one, and again. And Lawler answering in kind. He backs the Nightmare under the ropes. Whips him across the ring. Upper arm. Nightmare hits the mat. Lawler backs up. Going with the smash. Nightmare was gone. Lawler in the air. Body slam. Nightmare goes for the ropes. Lawler rolled out of the way. 5 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. Oh, Lawler with the arm. Hitting nothing as the Nightmare had moved. Lawler hooks him down. Small package. 1, 2, 3. The rest of the first family hits the ring.
Wrestling's on the way down a day, baby. You're going to see a 200.
Get out of here. Don't be bringing that. You better not bring any of that stuff. Don't start that stuff. Yeah. Hart.
The entire first family holding Jerry Lawler. Here comes Dundee. He grabs Hart. Steve Kern to Gibson. Dutch Mantell. And the first family now gone except for the Dream Machine. Dream Machine still there. Dundee telling the King about the box that Jimmy Hart brought in here. With whatever's in there. Dream bails out of the ring. Lawler out of there after him. Oh.
Don't start that.
It's molasses. And more feathers.
Come on, Jerry. Hey, that's enough of that now. Come on, get him out of here. Come on, Calhoun. Get him. Oh, Billy. Don't. Oh, there's no excuse for that. Now, that's enough of that. Get.
Hard in the first family is fined $500 for bringing all this junk out here. Wallen Dundee is fined $500 for you.
I hope maybe it'll cut out some of this stuff. Come on. Just get out of here, Green. Will you just take your mess and get on out of here?
If you've got any stinking guts in your body, Lawler!
Come on, Green.
Come on, man!
You have all of him you want. Boy, that's something terrible. Okay, I'll tell you. Let's just go to a break and forget all about the thing. Yeah, take a break.
Here we are. Well, officially, the winner of the match, boy, with the confusion there, Lawler did win it. He got the 3 count, 6 minutes, 4 seconds, the official time, so Lawler will advance in the tournament. Yeah,
Our Mike Ford drew feathers on it. Yeah, that makes Gibson and Lawler, if we can get around all the mess that came out. Eddie Marlin stopping that stuff, boy. He popped a fine and right. I don't care what anybody else thinks. He popped it rightly. He got the first family. He got Lawler and Dundee and everybody. And well, anyhow, listen. I want to tell you about a match that had a lot of intensity. And boy, I tell you, this feeling between the first family and a lot of the other guys is really growing. I think you will see some of it displayed in a bout that took place between the Superstar and Steve Kern going against the Nightmares with Vice President Golden Boy Chick Donovan at ringside down there. Watch what happened. Tag, Nightmare number 1. Golden Boy Chick Donovan horsing around over there as the Nightmare distracting the referee. Kern out of the corner, and now back into action. Dundee way up in the air on the backdrop, and the Nightmare covers him. 2, and Billy is out. Dundee making a run for the corner. Right through the legs of the Nightmare. Tag on Steve Kern. Boy, look at this Kern go. Bill got over there, made a great tag. He needed it. Abdominal stretch and a beauty. Look at the way Kern has that leg hook. That's going to be it. Well, wait a minute. Dundee in. Knocked the other Nightmare down. The referee runs him out. Nightmare number 2 headbutts Kern from behind. 2, and Dundee pulls him off. Nightmare number 1 pops Kern in. Couple of almost. Kern almost had a great one on the abdominal stretch. Look at Kern. Beautiful move. But the other Nightmare breaks it up. And Kern slips him. Sleeper hold. Dundee trying to keep the other Nightmare out of the way. Donovan, as the referee's running Dundee out. Uh-oh. Donovan in the ring. Dundee and Kern got the Nightmares out, and they're ripping Donovan's clothes off. The referee stopped it, I believe. He's going to disqualify Kern, who's got a temper that flares on him. You can see the cast on Donovan's leg. Here comes Bugsy McGraw with a crutch of Donovan. He nails Dundee and Kern. The Nightmares and Bugsy McGraw working on Kern and Dundee. Donovan slamming Kern now that he's been hurt by McGraw. Here comes the Gibsons. And out go McGraw and the Nightmares. They're kicking Donovan all over the place. Donovan caught in the ring, and now he rolls out. Boy, I'll tell you, it was wild, and Willie. It's no surprise that Dutch Mantell certainly has no love lost for Tojo Yamamoto. No. They ended up in a bout. You got to take a look at the highlights of. Let's look at it. Dutch body slam. Now he's going up the ladder after the stick. He pulls it loose, and Dutch has got it. Dutch has got the fighting stick. Dutch says, you want to try climbing up the pole and getting the bullwhip? And Tojo's saying, whoa, whoa. Now here he goes over there. Dutch letting him go. Oh, boy. He's bagging Tojo into this one. Yamamoto trying to skinny up that thing, but he's not having it. Uh-oh, Dutch getting ready to go for a home run. Yamamoto flails him again. Or rather, Dutch nailing Yamamoto. He's pounding away on him. Bring him, John. Here comes Masafuchi. The bell has been sounded. And Dutch, and there's Onita going after the bullwhip. He's got it while Dutch is working on Tojo. Now back after Fucci. Onita with that whip. I don't know whether he knows how to. Nah, he didn't get a chance to use it. Masafuchi, Onita, and now Yamamoto's telling him to hold him down. 3 minutes and 49 seconds. The winner is Dutch Mantell. Yamamoto stabbing Dutch with the end of that stick. They've got Dutch's whip around his neck. Onita and Fucci holding him. The end of the fighting stick has been shattered. Referee, referee trying to get them apart. Yamamoto jamming away. Crowd hollering. Somebody must be coming to help Dutch. Here comes superstar Steve Kern. Onita being held by Dundee and Kern working on him. Tojo back up in the ladder and Dundee right in the face. Oh, he's mashing him. Yamamoto with a final shot from Steve Kern. Sends Yamamoto out on the floor.
It turned into Pier 6, but then there was no doubt when you had that bullwhip and fighting stick, man, it was not going to be a scientific wrestling match for a fact. What a brawl. We've got more of it coming up here in just a moment. We're going to see Onita and Fucci going against the Gibsons right after this.
Hiroshima Masafuchi, their manager Tojo Yamamoto, and going against him from Pensacola, Florida, 454 pounds total weight, the Gibson brothers, Rick and Robert. This match one fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
Okie doke, Dave. We're about ready to do it in there as Robert Gibson will be starting, obviously. Rick outside, and on this side of the ring, the championship belts handed out, as well as the flag of the rising sun going to be deposited over with Tojo along with a fighting stick. We're about ready for the action as the referee trying to get one of the Japanese representatives out of the ring. They are the Southern Tag Champs. Mr. Onita starts out against Robert Gibson.
Gibson explaining to referee Jerry Calhoun that Fucci was a long way from the corner where he was supposed to be with a hand on the turnbuckle. Onita backs Robert Gibson onto the ropes. Referee is there, calls for a break. Robert Gibson steps quickly out to the center of the ring. Headlock by Robert Gibson. Onita puts him into the rope, shoulder butt by Robert coming off. Robert jumps over it. Oh, reverses. Onita tried to set himself, roll him down. But Robert reversed it on him, goes for the side headlock, and that's where Mr. Onita is at the moment. Fucci steps in there, no tag. Robert Gibson, head surges on him. dropped both of them to the mat. And Brother Rick from out on the apron adds a kick as Mr. Onita was walking past the area over there. Onita back through the ropes now into the ring. Masafuchi steps up onto the apron. There is a tag, and here is Masafuchi. Minute and a half into the action. Robert Gibson back to the corner. Here comes Brother Rick. First official look at Rick in the match. He grabs Fucci's left arm. Little fancy footwork from Rick Gibson.
Boy, he's a guy that can do it too, Dave.
Masafuchi unhappy about something. He said something to the referee. Rick Gibson just yanked him off his feet down to the mat.
Yeah, there are arm drags, and then there are arm drags. And, man, he slammed him onto that mat with that one.
That's one of the better ones you'll see. Rick over to the corner, makes a tag. Here's Robert Gibson coming back in. Robert backed onto the rope. Japanese wrestler fired him into the ropes, but Robert was set. He came off of there. Down to the mat goes Fucci. And Robert Gibson with a bar on the arm.
Just a little side note, I noticed Anita started through the ropes, and immediately across the ring, Rick Gibson started. And he always has an eye. They have an eye on each other. That's why the Gibsons work so well together.
Robert Gibson puts Mr. Onita flat on his back in the center of the ring. He's got a headlock on him. Shoulders were not down in pin position, but Robert in control nonetheless. Whoop, Japanese have Robert over in their corner. We are now at the 3-minute mark. 3 minutes gone in this match. A little hair pulling, looks like, by Mr. Onita. Robert Gibson into the ropes. Whoa! He knocked the Japanese down, but he was knocked through the ropes, down onto the floor. Onita is down in the ring. There's Robert Gibson. He went through the ropes. Boy, they hit hard. Robert bounced back, falling through the ropes. Look out, Tojo with a fighting stick right across the back.
Rick had come flying over and kept Fucci from jumping down on Robert. And as the referee is running ball, get him back over there. Come on, Tojo, get back. Dutch Mantell came blazing out there as Yamamoto. Dutch apparently saw on a monitor Yamamoto slamming away at him. And he came roaring out. Dutch is staying in their corner, by the way.
Yeah. Robert Gibson having his hair pulled, being worked on by both of the Japanese. Fucci stays in the ring. Robert in the air. Ooh, power slam. Fucci with a chop, jab, over to the corner. Tag on Onita. Onita up on the middle rope. Drops down with a chop across the forehead. Robert Gibson really being worked on by both of this Japanese team. We are at the 5-minute mark. 5 minutes gone. Fucci. Oh, Robert trying to get over to the tag on Brother Rick. Could not make it. She grabbed him, drop kicks him.
Japanese team working very close together now on Gibson.
They've got Robert away from his corner, trying to keep him away from the tag on Brother Rick. And they're double teaming him. Robert into the ropes. Double chop by Fucci. We are very close to the 6-minute mark. 6 minutes gone. Mr. Onita with a foot high in the air. Nailed Robert Gibson with it. Follows with the chops. Back on the rope. Fires Robert across the ring. Robert ducks under. Drop kicks him. Puts him on the mat. Onita. Fucci. Team to keep Robert from the tag on Rick Gibson. So Robert has to stay in here. Robert over to the corner. Here comes Rick. 6.5 minutes gone. And the action continues. Drop kick by Rick puts Fucci on the mat. Reversal by Fucci. Rick rolls it down. Tojo. Oh, he got him right in the head with that fight stick.
Yamamoto.
Beating up Tojo Yamamoto over here by the table. Match is over. Disqualification on Tojo when he nailed Rick with that stick. The referee was right there. Dutch Mantell puts Fucci down on the mat. It goes to work on him in the ring. Watch Tojo, look out.
Tojo's got the handcuffs.
He's got those handcuffs that Dutch brought in. Oh, and had over here on the table. Fucci using the fighting stick on the Gibson brothers while Tojo is handcuffing Dutch Mantell. He's got him handcuffed to the bottom rope. Now Tojo takes the fighting stick.
Yamamoto just killing Dutch with that fighting stick as Onita and Fucci are battling away with Tojo as Rick goes over with Steve Kern on Fucci.
Dundee was thrown out of the ring by Onita. Here he comes round again. Oh, look out, Onita and Fucci out of the ring. They grab the tag team belts. Here comes Tojo. Onita back to pick up the fighting stick. They're on their way out of the ring.
Yeah, there it is.
Jerry Calhoun looking for a key to the handcuffs. Yeah, the key to the handcuffs. As Yamamoto picked them up, went in there, put him around Dutch's arm, put him to the rope, got that fighting stick and just beat the stew out of Dutch with it. Boy, I am telling you what. Dutch Mantell, he nailed Dutch with those handcuffs right in the back of the head, right at the neck. Bill Dundee and Steve Kern came in there and they had their hands full before they finally got it going with the Gibsons, Kern, and Dundee to get it under control. And all the time, Tojo was beating away on Mantell. And Dutch had been put into nighty-night land with those handcuffs when he hit him in the back of the neck with them. And handcuffed to the rope down there. They're trying to get the stretcher that was here at ringside out. Now they're helping Dutch out on. Boy, what a shellacking he took down. He never had a chance. He was in there trying to help out with the Gibsons on it, and he had Fucci down, I believe it was, and Yamamoto had grabbed the handcuffs off the desk here, went flying back up there, and glommed him right in the neck with it. And they're taking Dutch out on it. Dutch was just really in here to help the Gibsons out, too.
All, yeah.
Because when Tojo got involved and slammed Robert with that stick, Dutch got sick of that, came roaring in, and got after Tojo on it. He was standing in the corner trying to keep it right. Okay, well, the official winner, the Gibsons with right. The interference with Tojo with that stick from the outside, and we're going to take time out. We'll be back in a moment.
2:15 was the time. 2:15.
2 minutes, 15 seconds. The official win is going to go to the team of McGraw and the Dream Machine. And, of course, again, as so often happens, an able assist with what? Look, Jimmy. I'll talk to you later on. I said I'll talk to you later on, Jimmy. We'll just get this down.
Come on, get out of here, man. Talk to me now.
Will you just take it on back there with McGraw and that? And be sure and take your walking stick with you. Everybody saw you using the thing except the referee.
You're blind like everybody else. I didn't do anything because I don't have to do anything. Here, throw me my sunglasses out here. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. You know, I've been making a lot of observations lately.
Oh, big deal.
No, I have. You know I have, man, because you know what? It's just like E.F. Hutton, baby. When Jimmy Hart talks, everybody listens. You understand that? They love me. Listen.
Yeah, I can see them all listening.
Well, you know, like I said, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, making a lot of observations, and you know, there's a man right here now that I think is world-class championship material.
Oh, I know. The first family's got, who is it, Bugsy or the Dream Machine or one of the nightmares in there that you're so proud of?
No, Buzzard Breath, it's not. Let me tell you who it is, man. It's somebody that you can't even believe, but this man is definitely world championship material, and I hate to see him waste his life away with the people that he's hanging around. And the man's name is Steve Kern. Steve Kern is the... Yes, sir.
You're saying that?
I'm saying that I've been watching Steve Kern now for about 5 or 6 weeks. And I'm telling you, the man has got championship material.
With the misery that he's inflicted on your first family, you're talking about Steve Kern?
Well, let me just say
this.
You
got something up your sleeve.
We have something in common, Steve Kern and Jimmy Hart, baby. And it is that I hate Orientals. And I know Steve Kern hates Orientals because I know that he loves and respects his father very, very much, just like I love and respect my father very, very much. And I know also that Steve Kern's father was a prisoner of war in Vietnam. It was in all the papers. You know it, and I know it too.
No point in going
so like I said before, there is no love lost between Jimmy Hart and the Orientals, and I know how Steve Kern feels about them. And so, to make a long story short, what I'm trying to say right now is this, is that there's an opening position right now in the First Family Professional Wrestling. And I'm telling you right now, Steve Kern, if you're listening to me, that's right, laugh, Russell. Go ahead, laugh. Be a smart aleck and laugh. I'm saying right now, Steve Kern, if you're listening in the back, there's a position waiting for you, baby, because I like your action. And with Jimmy Hart by your side, you can be a world champion. You can be everything that you're not now.
You're trying to invite Steve Kern into the... You know what? I really think in that brain of yours that you are dead serious in there. But listen, you know what I really think is behind the whole thing?
What's that?
And that is simply because Tojo Yamamoto has champions.
Oh, God.
Jimmy Hart doesn't have the Southern
Let me tell you something,
You guys
baby.
don't have
Who won the belts for him? If I hadn't have been out here, they wouldn't have won the belts because Lawler left Dundee, left in the ring.
You're afraid that
fool.
Yamamoto has outdone you in the wrestling business, and you're trying to figure some way to get a guy to hurt them.
Well, baby, the only thing holding him up is his very close veins on Tojo Yamamoto. He's going to have a heart attack in the ring, and Jimmy Hart will be long here after he's dead and gone.
You're scared. I think you're afraid of your position.
I'm not scared of anything or anybody, and you know it. And get that smart grin off your face, because Gordon Sully's going to take your job over. How you like that, scoop jerk?
Fine. Well,
but I'm saying it right now.
About Tojo taking yours over.
Well, what I'm saying is Steve Kern right now, baby. That's what I'm saying. There's a position in the First Family. You shut your big... Oh, shut up. Take that baby out of here with you. Get that kid out of here. I'm sick of getting dogs to get her out of here, man.
Just get out of here.
I hate freeloaders. No, I'm not going to
be joking.
All right. Am I joking now? Am I serious now, brother? Am I
Steve Kern's his own man. He does his own talking. Nobody tells him anything.
And talent when I see talent.
Yeah, well, I know the kind of talent you're looking for. This guy says there's an opening in the first family. He's had his eye. He thinks you're championship material, and because the fact that he doesn't like Orientals and the unfortunate experience that your father had in there, he thinks you got a lot in common, Steve.
Well, first of all, Lance, Jimmy Hart's right about one thing. My dad was a prisoner of war in Vietnam for 7.5 years. Maybe that's what I attribute to not liking the Orientals. But you know something, Hart? You're promising me an awful lot by making me the world champion. And that's something that I've always wanted. Everybody knows that, but that's something that every professional should want. But you know, there's something else my dad taught me. He says that you've got to be able to trust a man before you can put yourself in his hands.
Amen. Not the most trustworthy soul I ever saw.
Well, let me just say something right now. I think this speaks for itself. I could have kicked Chick Donovan out in the cold, cripple a gimp, but who stood by him? Jimmy Hart. So I think that has to speak for something right there, baby.
Yeah. I don't know what. Always think.
I'm out here giving you a chance of a lifetime, Kern. Look at you. You're with Dundee. Dundee has gone through 50 partners a year, man. He's washed up. You're not like him. You know that. You've got everything going. You have got youth. You have got charisma. And that's what the first family lives on, baby. It's magic. And Jimmy Hart is magic, and Jimmy Hart can make you, brother. And that's the deal.
Watch it up the sleeve.
Well, you know, like I said, my dad taught me to be able to trust a man. Now, if I'm going to be able to trust a man, you know, you just got your leg out of a cast not too long ago.
Right.
It's probably still pretty weak.
That's right.
Probably could be injured real easily, right?
There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. In order for me to trust you, you're going to have to trust me. So I'm going to make you a deal. I'm going to get you in the ring. I'd like you to get up in the ring, and I'd like you to let me place you anywhere in the ring that I can place you. And then I'll climb up that top rope, and I'll let your leg lay right across that bottom rope, and you'll be looking up at me that whole time, and you'll be wondering, is there a slightest doubt in my mind? And if you'll let me get up there, I'll make either one or two decisions when I climb up there. I'll either come down and I'll re-break your leg right here on television, or else now there's another part of it. This is where your trust has to come into my hands.